Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday night, June the 9th. These are the charts for the day. Well, sloppy day on Wall Street and a lower day. Not too bad. A lot of stocks we followed did well. I want to show you some longs and shorts today. We'll start off with EMES, which was a disaster for quite a while. Take a look at this chart. Here it is, 147, was it? 145.71. Back in, let's see, August, almost 2 years ago. It dropped all the way down to, would you believe, $1.97. Amazing. But in the process, it came down, bounced up, and retested and held this secondary level, or where support was around 340. Bottom line is, a base was formed, the declining top line was taken out, and then the stock has spiked for 2 weeks now. It's been running, having gone from 3 to 10, more than tripling. Now, I'm going to be an aggressive buyer in here. I'd like to see some pullback consolidation. But the next target is 12, 12.5, and then maybe all the way up to 20 at some point. 4.3 days to cover. I would look for a better setup than this, though. EXEL, also long in the tooth because it's run from 430 to 749. But and it's nice, steady, not getting too far of its health rising channel. The key to recent action is that a double top was taken out above the 680 area, and now it's extended. The next target I have is up around 840.45. The secondary target would be way up here at that 13, 14 zone at the top of the long-term channel and their lateral resistance. But that is a ways away. With 9.3 days to cover, I'm expecting we could get a little bit more squeeze. Got to be careful, though, anytime the stock's extended, particularly if the market pulls back. We could see a retest. FIVN swing trade's doing great. This stock's now been up for 7 or 8 days in a row, as you can see. After breaking out a little flag and through resistance, and then taking out this area there, the stock is on its way higher. It's at mid-channel. We may see a pullback retest or better setup here as well. Eventually, I'm looking at a $16 stock. 4.2 days to cover on that one. Well, the JNUG and Nugget really strong still, even though gold stocks seem to be a little tired up here, and we're near triple top area. Should the JNUG get through 183.4 range, we could see a stock at around 230. 228.30 is my next target. Something to watch. And on Nugget, phenomenal run up. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 wave. The fifth wave is underway with 2 gaps already, but near resistance up around the 111 range. Now today's high was 113.58. I'm sorry, that was yesterday. So today's high was 112.73. And so this zone is resistance, and if we get through it, well, we got to do a quick test of 123.5, 4. But ultimately, if this really runs, I should see this about 140 or better. MTCH, Match.com, recent IPO. Came down, base, broke out, and pulled back in a beautiful wedge. I noted yesterday that it broken out, but it didn't close well. Today came on strongly, up 5%. There's 7 days to cover on this one, and the volume was solid at 1.5 million. If this is 1 and 2, 3 could or should take us into the high teens. Let's first get through the recent high at 1540. Then I'm looking for potentially a run up to the high teens. Soda. Well, ever since it announced that the Keurig was going to drop their soda machine, this thing popped, coiled, popped again, pulled back and tested. Today up another 71 cents, 3.3%. 7 days to cover. I think I need to see more volume than 321,000, but the OBV is moving up. This may very well get to 25 short term. Sarepta, well, we'll talk about volatility. We're down, we're up, we're back off, we spike up, we roll over, and we gap up. So you can see how the stock has been hanging in here in the last 3 sessions. But coming off the moving average at 1835 and getting up to 2170 today, I think we got a shot at testing and maybe taking out 24.25. That's why I put on as a swing trade last time, but it rolled over. Maybe it comes on again. 2 days to cover on that one. Now, I want to cover the gas stocks because there was a really interesting inventory report. This had already taken out the major declining top side, but today it took out resistance right about 32.25.5 and exploded to 37.5, closing up 521 or 16.6% on solid 7.2 million. So I'm thinking we're going to get up to the February high and take a run at that, maybe test 44. That's my near-term target, 40 and 44. The UNG, also another ETF for the same commodity, broke out as well. That one jumping 5.65%. It's a cheaper stock, of course. When you look at the UGAS, that's 36.5. The UNG is trading at 7 and change. So much different leverage. But this one too has a shot at running up towards the next target of 8.5, and then maybe even trying the 9.25 zone. Let's call it 940. And last hand alongside today is the silver ETF USLV, still pushing it. Nice move today, closing near the upper end of the range. And we may very well see 18.5 to 19.5 short term. The top of the channel, if this is wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth wave, could very well see 23, 24. A quick look at the box of shorts now. Just a few items from that list. Athena. After the big plunge and rising bear wedge, it broke down, formed a little wedge, and broke down again, but didn't follow through to the end. Instead, formed a larger wedge here. Right now, we have support down there around 120. Should it break 120 or this roll over, we could see that crash down towards 113.50, my target. Keep an eye on today's high as a potential stopping point over 136. Bed Bath & Beyond, after a big drop from the 80s all the way down to the low 40s, it finally bounced, retested, and then formed a rising bear wedge. Today cracked that wedge. Down $1.53 at 3.3%. You can see that's been taken out, and a test of 42 may be in order. If they take that out, look out below. Chipotle dropped another 13.41 at 3.1% today. And it looks to me like it's faded and fading fast. This rising bear flag, the little one there, and now the breakdown. Watching the recent lows, about 415, today's low, 415.15. We take that out, we may very well get a quick hit all the way down to 400. The low here was 399.14. So somewhere between 399 and 401 would be my next target. But look what happens if this thing cracks over a long period of time. If this is just 1 and 2, then this could be 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. We could see the stock at 320.25 short term if it cracks the 400 range. Foot Locker. Dropping, wedging, and another little bear wedge. I would not be surprised if it fails to get through 57 for the stock to roll over, tag 52, and then 49 or worse. HAR has been in a downtrend over a year now. This big bear wedge, and then this little tinier rising wedge, should we crack here, could come down to test 65.6 and then 55.6. CarMax looks like it's rolling over as well. Let's keep close tabs on KMX. You can see where support comes in right about through there. And if that breaks, this could roll over quickly. Keep an eye on KMX for a run. First to test 47 and then to test the 43, 44 zone. Royal Caribbean also wedging after the big drop and the big run up, retracing 50% but failing at resistance. It came down and wedged. If this is 1 and 2, we could get 3, 4, and 5 to get down to 64, even lower than that towards 60. Restoration Hardware is a complete disaster this year as it's dropped already from 106 all the way down to 28, and it still looks lower. Today was a real big gap down from a bear flag. If you take a look, the way I've drawn this, very tight bear flag off support and eventually collapsing on 29.9 million shares. I would have to say now that the angle of ascent has changed. So let's kind of redraw this and then get an estimate of where this can go if we draw it properly. And you're seeing a disastrous stock that could even see 20, 22 zone. That's my next target. If you reach from the bottom of the channel there, comes in around 23, something like that. So another 5 points may be doable. And lastly is STMP, stamps.com, which I put a short on. It then rolled over and bounced. The bounce here is a rising wedge with kind of lousy technicals. Of course, we want to stop it somewhere, and that would be up across this level. If it takes this out, it's way too strong. That would be up around 100, 101. So keep tabs on this one. If it starts to roll over from this wedge, it takes out, say, 85, we could see this drop into the low 70s. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Let's make some money tomorrow. I'll talk to you in the trading room. Bye-bye.